This is London calling in the overseas service of the British Broadcasting Corporation.
I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
The pocket battleship, Graf Spee, which has been for many weeks preying upon the trade of the South Atlantic, and met her doom.
Mother dear, I'm writing you from somewhere in France, hoping this finds you well.
We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall never surrender.
Hang up the washing on the Siegfried line, 'cause the washing day is here. Whether the weather may be wet or warm, we'll just love along.
Das Oberkommando der Wehrmacht gibt bekannt. Ein im Atlantik operierender deutscher Flottenverband unter Führung des Flottenchefs Admiral Lütjen im Seegebiet um Island auf schwere englische Seestreitkräfte. Das Schlachtschiff Bismarck hat hierbei einen englischen Schlachtkreuzer, wahrscheinlich Hood, vernichtet.
The sinking of the Bismarck was due to the cooperation of the RAF with the Navy. And Rodney, which did some pretty work with her 16-inch guns.
This is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is perhaps the end of the beginning. But the Japanese High Command had declared that a state of war existed with Great Britain and the United States.
The German Navy, so proudly built up by that smug strategical genius, the Führer, is slowly but surely being wiped out. Now the Scharnhorst, the 26,000-ton battleship, has gone to the bottom. A not unusual result of action against the Royal Navy.
Led by a powerful British escort, the main body of the surrendered Italian fleet is transferred from Malta to Alexandria.
Signed the act of unconditional surrender of all German land, sea, and air forces in Europe to the Allied Expeditionary Force.
Back across the China Sea for the last large-scale surrender at Hong Kong, where today warships of the Royal Navy ride at anchor in the harbor.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon and good night wherever you are in the world. I'm the Gav Major and this is Back to the Bomb. Today we are doing a live stream where we'll be taking a first look post-patch of the November 2021 patch, where we'll be taking a look at the British carriers. We do also have the campaign ships that we can dabble in if so be, and also we do have the Warhammer 40k content. So we'll probably start off with the carriers, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to launch the Hermes in the background, simply because wait times on carriers down at tier 3 is getting a bit long at the moment, simply due to their population, I guess you could say. However, we'll see what we can do. Good day to you, Shaq. Good day, good day. I know there's times quite generally awkward for anyone who's in Europe and United States and all that, so I appreciate people coming along, even though it is quite an awkward time. But obviously we're going to be getting in there, getting our foot in the door with the Hermes, which should be alright. Just waiting on that. While we're waiting for the game to sink in, we'll get the music on the go. Hopefully that should drown out the whatever the laptop's doing in the background. I suspect the laptop's decided it suddenly wants to do an update or something, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so here we go. Still waiting to lock in the joys of Hermes. So far today I've been playing the Hermes. I've done 2 AI games and 1 standard game. The reason being is obviously the game population at standard is very low at the moment, tier 3, just due to their popularity. Played a good couple of games in the Furious, probably about 2 AI and 3 standard. Obviously, I trying the ships out in AI tier 3 and 5 first. The reason being is the aircraft certainly do have slightly different mechanics to the existing carriers, and therefore it's probably best to try them out in AI first, and then that way you can start to get an understanding of how they work before you go throwing yourself into a standard game. Obviously with the tier 7 you kind of just have to throw yourself into standard, but once you've got your got a bit of a grasp on the Furious, the Implacable is a bit easier to obviously then understand, because the aircraft traits are very similar. The Hermes is most certainly unique down at her tier in comparison to the rest of the tree. The reason being is you're only getting 1 aircraft per attack squadron, but generally after that you're up to 2 aircraft, and the traits of the aircraft and the bombs and stuff does change between tier 3 and 5. Hello Pixelmar, good morning. Unfortunately, I don't have time to stay for long, since this is fairly early for me. I'm not too surprised if you state so, but I just wanted to pop in and wish you luck with the new line. Well, much obliged, much obliged. Furious seems to be quite nice. I certainly get on with Furious. Hermes haven't really been able to stretch her legs out just due to the matchmaking times and the current, the usual overpopulation of tier 3 carriers, which is happening at the moment. Implacable, she's got potential. I just haven't had a game where it's worked out. The reason being is either you have a team where your team completely collapses and you're kind of left there trying to do what you can. So it's not a victory, but you do a reasonable amount of damage. Otherwise, it's a tier 7 game where your team absolutely rolls over the enemy, and in that case, it's a victory, but you don't get to do a lot of damage because the enemy die quicker than you can get aircraft out there. So at the moment, I've definitely had more fun in the Furious. Oh, we're locked in, so let's get the headset on. And obviously, if you can, peeps, give this stream a thumbs up. It obviously helps with promoting the stream, especially early on. But we'll see how we go. So here's the Hermes. She's quite pretty, I have to confess. I've put her in the Hunter camouflage. It seems to be a reasonable camouflage, and as you can see, we've got the typical tier 3 game, only 4 ships per side, and of course it's a Hermes on the other team. The reason being is just Hermes is being very popular at the moment, simply because it's a new line. So what I'm going to do initially, I'm not going to move my carrier. I want to get my aircraft out there and do some spotting. Furthermore, it's quite a small map and I haven't got a lot of teammates to hide behind, so I don't want to accidentally move the wrong way and then find out that it's all gone wrong. Also, I'm next to a tugboat here, so that's not going to be moving that fast. So Hermes is quite unique. First of all, her torpedo aircraft are fairy albacores, which is quite interesting, a enclosed cockpit biplane. And the maneuverability of the torpedo aircraft is actually very nice. You can almost turn these on a dime, which is very nice, and they're very responsive with very small turning circles, so that I do like. However, it's only 1 aircraft per attack. That means you're only going to be dropping a single torpedo, which isn't great, but it's not too bad either. The reason being is generally down at this tier, as a tier 3 carrier, you'll be playing against tier 2 and tier 4 ships, and so the only ships with considerable amount of AA, I guess you could say, would be those tier 4s, and considering that that's the case, generally there's not a lot of AA around, and therefore you can get multiple drops. Now with the British carrier, they have an interesting torpedo range. The range never changes. You're looking at about, I think it's believed 2.4 kilometers regardless, and they're very slow, only doing about 35 knots. So you really do have to lead the target, especially cruisers. The cruisers can be exceptionally difficult to torpedo. Destroyers, again, very difficult to torpedo them. You have to just be fully aware of that torpedo speed of 35 knots, and considering that a lot of ships pretty much can outrace your torpedoes if you drop them from behind. So as you can see there, that might just about clip the Caledon. But the turning circle on these aircraft is very nice. I think we're just going to do a quick drop there, and then we'll quickly swing it around and get a drop on the other side. So I'm going to try and do like what I call like a chasing torpedo, where the torpedo almost like chases after the ship. But you have to bear in mind that really slow speed, so you almost have to drop it way out in front there. And we might even get our third torpedo hit on the Caledon. There we go. Now, the HE bombs. So obviously British style carpet bombing. It's interesting, I have to confess. Let's start relocating our carrier because the turboplate's all in. There we go. So again, the attack aircraft down at tier 3, you're looking at very swordfish. And again, I'm not going to do any safety drops. I'm just going to go in full-hearted with my flight here. Now, obviously when you're... Ooh, very nice work.
We destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Okay. Let's see, let me just reposition my carrier over here. So, with the HE bombs, like with any HE bombs or any bombs in the game, you want to be aligning your aircraft along the length of a ship. That's going to get you the most hits. Now with the carpet bombing, obviously you don't want to be dropping it or getting it ready until you're lined up. The aircraft do have some great maneuverability. There we go. The reticle closes in, ahead, and if you only drop in 2 bombs at this level, you do drop more bombs at the higher tiers. Obviously, firstly because you've got more aircraft, and secondly because the aircraft actually carry more bombs. For example, the Barracuda aircraft, which come on the fully upgraded Furious, drop 6 bombs each. Oh, that's 4 bombs. That's only 1 hit though. So, I'm going to keep harassing the Taranto. Now, for those of you interested, the Hermes is a... Oh, good afternoon, dude. Look, dude. Good to see you, good to see you. For those of you interested, Hermes was the first purpose-built aircraft carrier in the world. Another 2 bomb hits. Now, the bombs individually don't do a lot of damage. We're basically gently tickling the Taranto there. Ironically, a swordfish aircraft attacking a Taranto. We're just going to line up on the stern of the Taranto. And you can really appreciate the tight turning circle of the very swordfish there. Finally getting a fire up, but time to launch this torpedo aircraft. Looks like bombers coming in on my stern, so I'm going to quickly do some maneuvers, and hopefully that will potentially throw those off. Looks like our other cruiser, the Caledon, is AFK. Well, I don't see me being able to pull this off, but we'll endeavour. We'll do our best. We'll at least get rid of the Caledon, and then we'll see what the other cruiser is, I guess you could say. So, Taranto's certainly turning, so... Let's see what we can do with this.
goes dead ahead.
Can we get a cheeky little chasing torpedo? Yes, we can.
We destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Problem solved, sir.
I think we'll keep going at the Hermes. I think we're going to have to start attempting to attack the Hermes at least. And then we might even try and close into secondary range, because the secondaries on the Hermes aren't that bad. And we might even go for a good old ram. Didn't lead enough on that.
Fire!
Destination reached. Autopilot disabled. Autopilot enabled.
Swing these around. Now the Swordfish do have a slightly larger turning circle than the Albacore, unfortunately. Some gentle attacks. Tomorrow's. Can we... Don't think we can get a ram in. I think we'll just go for secondaries. I doubt there's much really left in this game. Well, we might as well do one more. If I head there... Charleston.
Problem solved, sir.
Well, hopefully we should get some better population games as we go up the tiers.
Fire!
That's the fighters. Well, that should be all she wrote, I hope. Yeah. So, Hermes generally seems to be alright. It just depends at the moment, just because the overpopulation of carriers, you end up with this 4v4. Which, of course, is going to mean that anyone who wants to try and grind the British carriers at the moment is probably going to struggle XP-wise, because obviously there's not a lot of XP to be earned. But should you find your way through the Hermes, you obviously get to the Furious. Now, Furious, the aircraft start off exactly the same as the Hermes, but you get the Barracudas once fully upgraded. So Furious was a refit ship, or conversion really. She started life as a heavy cruiser equipped with two 18-inch guns, but, well, designed with two 18-inch guns. I don't think they ever got both fitted. Can't recall, they might have been both fitted. She was then converted into an aircraft carrier with a forward flying off deck, retaining her rear 18-inch gun. Eventually she was then converted with a rear flying returning deck or aircraft storage deck, which was then later she was converted completely into a flat top. Jervis, Nuremberg, Weimar Indianapolis, Atlanta, Tennessee Scharnhorst Ranger.
Let's get to it.
I think we can move up at least one square.
Autopilot enabled.
So the Barracuda's looking rather pretty, I must say. Now, this is... Nuremberg's are alright. Weimar, the Indianapolis, the Atlanta could be concerned in AA-wise. Jervis should be fine. It's obviously just actually trying to hit the Jervis. Tennessee AA should be quite good. Scharnhorst will probably be on par. Rangers should be quite good as well. We're going to move up at least one square and see where we can go from there. If we see an AA cruiser or something, then we probably will be doing a safety drop just to try and retain some of those aircraft. Scharnhorst, which has launched a catapult fighter. We have triple cruisers over here, so I'm going to skirt away from them. Nuremberg there, which isn't too bad. Subject to what goes on, I might see if we can go after the Scharnhorst. Now with the British carriers, I find it's worth starting the drop a bit earlier than you kind of feel like you need to. And you really have to lead against even battleships. There you go, 2 torpedoes away. But the turning circle on these Barracudas is absolutely lovely, which means they're really good at repeat attacks. So should you be able to actually have sufficient, or go up against something with quite poor AA, you can actually pull off repeat attacks. Let's do the HE bombers, they're quite interesting, but let's see, we've got Indianapolis and the Weimar. Nuremberg's isolated herself. So I'll do a dummy run because I think I'm going to go in after the Weimar and the Indianapolis. So this gives you an idea what the reticle's like and it closes in. Obviously you want to be lined up against the length of the ship, and there go the bombs. Now when you actually do get hits with the bombs, it's most entertaining because it sounds absolutely beautiful. So one thing I've noticed with the British aircraft, they seem to fly relatively low in comparison to the other nations. I'm going to quickly do a loop round to the starboard side because the Indianapolis is now gone, so it's pointless me pushing after it. That means I can push my carrier up at least one square.
Autopilot enabled.
Let's go see if we can find the Nuremberg. There she is. I'm going to make sure I want to basically really lead the Nuremberg before I even start the drop. Starting the drop now. Dropping it where she's going to be. And getting 2 hits. Wow, 1 hit and then 2 incapacitations. We might try and chance our arm at a secondary run. It's going to be a big reticle, so those bombs are going to spread all over the shop, but getting 2 fires and some incapacitations quite nicely. Noting Nuremberg can push into the centre. And we've also got 2... Wow, that's a double permafire on the Nuremberg, actually. Quite cheeky. I think I might try and actually keep all these aircraft in the squadron, and that way I can try to do some repeat attacks. Ideally I'd like to try and pick off the weaker Nuremberg, but she's gone. So I'm just noting I've got plenty of actual open water on this side of the Nuremberg, so I'm going to quickly do a quick swish like this. Start the run now. And then I should be able to do a quick repeat attack as well. Oh, no, she's gone now.
Victory is in sight.
So I'll launch the catapult fighters. Let's see, I've got 3 aircraft left. Let's do a run on the Ranger to try and get her damage con active. The Ranger doesn't have any torpedo bulge, so there's a good chance that these torpedoes should cause flooding. And I might even chance a second pass with my other aircraft. No, no flooding. Bombs away, here we go. Time to move our carrier a bit over to try and reduce that flight time. Feathers. Is there no Black Friday stuff yet? Not as yet, no. I'll probably be coming a bit closer to the 26th of November. I can't recall if they've actually announced anything regarding the when the Black Friday content will come. We've got the Warhammer 40k content. And we will be taking the ship Smasha out. So far I've played her at least once and I've been relatively surprised. She is not just a knockoff Jervis. She's actually slightly different. We'll talk about those differences when we get there. Ranger over there. Ranger's AA maximum push out is about 6.7 kilometers. Oh, there goes the Ranger, very nice. And that's the end of that game. Didn't really do too much in the Furious. But we didn't do anything wrong, thankfully. Mid-table. That's fair enough. It's not the 100k game I had earlier. Right, Implacable time. Before we do that, let's have a look at the command build. So obviously I've gone for Denis Boyd. I've gone and ranked him fully up. I've been waiting for British Chemist for a good while now. Now, torpedo speed is probably quite tempting because I think the torpedoes only do like 37 knots or something along that. So potentially that might be of interest. So would having like Space Fishy as an inspiration. But I've decided to go for no-fly zone because it just pushes my AA bubble out, which obviously does help because with Denis Boyd you do reduce your air detectability range as well. And if you push your AA out enough and bring your concealment in enough, especially on the Furious, your AA range is only 200 meters less than your air detectability range, which can be quite helpful when it gets to the late game. One-way ticket just to get a bit more torpedo damage. I think that's better than having Stronghold. Now, I've gone for Hidden Threat because it improves the torpedo aircraft HP, which I think is very necessary considering you always have to drop in very close to the enemy. And your torpedo aircraft already have quite a good amount of HP, so this does help with those kind of like return drops if you're going to harass a single target which doesn't have the greatest AA. Look at me now, good trait generally for aircraft carriers because obviously it reduces your concealment. You could go for the HE bombs things, but the HE bombs don't cause a lot of damage. Improving their fire chance is probably the best thing there. Going for the Volt, not because of the passive effect, I guess you could say, but for the active effect, again, that's improving the HP of aircraft. So I feel that's quite necessary, the British, just because they're not the fastest, and you're always going to be getting very close to the enemy target. Inspirations, obviously Swertsky to bring in my detection, and I've gone for King again to push up my AA. So I'm trying to keep a nice bit of AA on the go. And there we go, locked in nice and quick. Oh. Now, Tier 7 is always an awkward tier for an aircraft carrier because the variance in AA can be quite large. You can have some either ships with not the greatest AA and some ships with absolute monster AA that you don't even go near them. So matchmaking this tier can be a bit of a mess, I guess you could say. We have an Implacable in the enemy team. An Iowa, great AA. North Carolina, ×2, great AA. Cleveland, great AA. Loyang, reasonable AA. So our priority targets will probably be the Vladivostok, the Bismarck, maybe the Mass if we can even get near. Let's capture the base. We'll move up at least one square and then see where we go from there.
Action stations.
Now, the fully upgraded aircraft on the Implacable are the Spearfish. Now, the Spearfish is it's a design which got to prototypes. They did build a couple of prototypes, but obviously it's probably a late war application and a late war design, early 50s design, with prop aircraft for carriers. But I guess generally the issue that kind of cropped up was that well, they wanted to move away from prop aircraft. So as you can see, I've got 8 aircraft per squadron and 2 per strike. And I think just because I'm seeing 2 battleships, I'm just going to do a couple of safety drops here, just to try and conserve some aircraft for later game. So we're just going to chain these off one by one. And then the Vladivostok's actually pushed out separately. Bismarck is not moving, so we're going to have a crack at this. Now the British torpedoes, they actually zone in, I guess you could say. They have a narrowing trajectory, as you can see there. So they can be quite good at, say, picking up parts of the ship which don't have torpedo bulge. You can hit a part of the ship which doesn't have a torpedo bulge, and actually RNG plays in your favour. You might be able to cause a flood-in. And loose. And fingers crossed for flooding. Yes. Right. Time for the bombers. Hello, Stumpy. Still working, but drop it in. No worries, no worries. I'm lucky I got today off. Extended holiday. To be honest, I'm rather lucky that I managed to actually get away with it. Let's see, we'll do... I'm wondering if I can actually get a nice chain attack on this one. I'm seeing the Vladivostok, and I'm wondering if I could do a drop on the Vladivostok and then continue round and get a drop on the Bismarck. But the Vladivostok's now changing her position. She's turning back in again. I think we might just have to fly through the Vladivostok. So we're going to use the base maneuvers, which has been changed. That's one of the changes in the patch. Base maneuvers now doesn't grant you immunity, but reduces incoming AA damage by 50%. Bombs away on the Bismarck. Getting a fire, which should be a perma-fire unless she damage con the flooding. We'll attempt it one more time with this aircraft, but we never know. Bombs away. Have a couple of hits. We're now coming under... just being spotted.
Autopilot enabled.
Getting picked out by the battleship only briefly. I think what we're going to do, we're going to have to just quickly just relocate because the Vladivostok. And we'll probably actually do a couple of runs on the Vlad. That's one. We might even have enough in the tank to do one more. What's that? Low mass. Okay. That might get the Bismarck as well.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Right. So the Vladivostok's now gone. There's the Bismarck. So we'll do a carpet bomb run on the Bismarck. Also anticipating their torpedo aircraft to come in after our battleship, so we'll be dropping fighter support here. There's the Vlad. There's the Vlad. Line it up. Let the reticle hone in. Bombs away, evasive maneuvers.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
We didn't actually get to push it. Well, push it now. It won't actually let me push evasive maneuvers. This is rather amusing. Gonna get the kill? Potentially?
We sank their battleship.
Right, let's do a little bit of repositioning.
Autopilot enabled.
Because the battleships are now gone. Just the low yang, which I most certainly have to try and keep spot. No, the mass, I should say. Hello, 99 D&G. Good to see, good to see. Have you shown off the swordfish yet? I flew the swordfish on the Hermes. I could always downgrade the barracudas and the Furious to the swordfish and give them a spin. I might actually have to do that, because I am intrigued what the changes would be if you don't have the barracuda. Because the barracudas are quite nice aircraft. Right, we actually need to get a bit closer to the enemy. What's the battleship lurking at the back? Oh, it's Iowa. What's the cruiser? Cleveland. Ooh. Ooh, all their ships that they got left have got horrible AA capabilities. I don't think I can get over here to drop an aircraft in time. No, Cleveland. Gonna have to go after Cleveland if he doesn't disappear. Nice. I'll start my attack on the... Oh, there's the Implacable. One hit on there. That's going to be quite awkward with the Implacable escorting the Iowa. That's got a lot of air capability. Let's see, I need to probably move up a bit. I don't want to move there. That might be a bit better. We'll have to keep an eye on that and move it. Looks like the carrier's in the lead. I'll use evasive moves again. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Bombs away. It's not actually letting me use evasive maneuvers on my bombers, which is a little bit of a pain. Let's try and just move up a square. Seeing that the Iowa is trying to angle in against the battleship on the right, which potentially means A is offering a broadside to our Massachusetts, which is quite nice. But also it means I can potentially catch him out on his broadside. Now, the restoration time on British aircraft carriers is actually quite poor. It's the worst at every single tier. So losing the aircraft hurts the British a lot more. So when playing them, you are going to have to be... Again, it's not letting me use the basic moves. but those torpedoes look quite good. There we go. So that's the Implacable. Probably one of the more fun games I've had in the Implacable, at least. 72,000 damage. So let's have a quick look at the Furious, and we'll take the aircraft modules off, which upgrade it to Barracudas. Let's see. Oh, we don't get swordfish up here. We only get albacores and skewers. That was it. So the swordfish are only on the Hermes, and at the moment the Hermes is not the most fun to play in standard because of the overpopulation of tier 3 carriers, reducing game sizes down to 4 per side. What are the good points and the bad points of the Royal Navy CVs? Regarding the ships themselves, nothing really to mention that's drastically different, I guess you could say. The ships themselves seem to be just generally aircraft carriers, I guess you say. They've got reasonable anti-aircraft capability. Obviously not as strong as the Germans, but it's probably on par with the Americans is the best way to put it. So the carriers themselves, there's not massive differences, I guess you could say. It's more the aircraft and their tactics is certainly different. The ability to, if you're picking on a weak AA target, the ability to easily consistently keep dropping on that target. The aircraft turn very nicely, makes them quite good at harassing. The carpet bombing, if you get it lined up nicely, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but you are looking at you're more damage over time, especially with fires. We'll do the Furious one more time, and then we'll look at the ship Smasha, which is the Warhammer 40k Orc ship, which is based on the Jervis. But the good news is it's not a Jervis, thankfully. It's got some differences, which make her actually a ship all of her own, thankfully. Just switch legs. Sorry, I always sit cross-legged. There we go. So, Domination Northern Waters in the Furious, probably a tier 5 and 6 game. Yeah. Let's see, enemy team. Weimar potentially has reasonable AA, but actually this is potentially quite a good game. Based on my detectability, I can move up at least 1 square. So we do that.
Autopilot enabled.
Torpedo aircraft away.
Show 'em what we've got, chaps.
Nice look at the Barracudas there. Yeah, I think out of all of them, Furious is my favourite. Just look at the engine. Oh no, where should we have some engine cooldown? So we'll put the pedal to the metal. And then we'll cool down the engines. There we go. Just got to work out where the enemy team is.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Tallinn. There's the Furious. Looks like she hasn't really got an AA build on there. And is that it? Is that all? Well, I could do a couple of strikes on the Tallinn, but the problem with me doing that is that the Furious is just behind her.
Destination reached. Autopilot disabled.
I think I'm going to just turn away. I'm just going to do a safety drop because their team's just completely huddled up. I'll do a quick turn to starboard. And then we'll make a push onto the Ismal here. Potentially, maybe the Dunkirk. I'm just going to keep an eye on the Tallinn. Well, what I might do, I might have to just move a little bit over.
Autopilot enabled.
Now, we didn't get flooding on the Dunkirk, unfortunately. She's backing up as well. And ironically, if I get behind the island here, I don't actually take any AA fire. So this is where sometimes getting up against an island can be actually detrimental to your ship, especially in a carrier. Prince Nigel Friedrich, battle cruiser, Mayuku. Now the Tallinn might be exposed enough for me to have a crack at. Because now she hasn't got the Furious protecting her as well as earlier. Will she eat one? She has to eat one, I think. There's one. Will she eat a second one? Yes. Well, that's got her out behind the island. No flooding, though. I think we might nip over to the right flank, drop some fighters. Might even move our carrier over there, potentially.
Autopilot enabled.
There goes the Tallinn. Pushing her out from behind the island. Managed to draw her out. Let's go find this DD. What is it? It's Fubuki. Okie dokie. Seeing torpedoes, so she's definitely still over here, on her own, isolated. Let's see if Fubuki likes carpet bombs. Oh, there she is. So we want to try and line up on her stern first. Which is reasonably easy. Bombs away. Ooh, lucky girl.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
We'll endeavour to try again. Oh, we actually did get hit. I don't think we're going to have much chance with those. Let's push into the centre of Dunkirk. don't mind just getting a little closer. We might be able to do a couple of repeat drops on Dunkirk, subject to the AA range of the Mayuku. Excuse the motorbike. Can we get one more? Might be chancing it a little bit too much. Yeah. I think we'll call this aircraft once. There we go, just get rid of that. Let's see, carpet bombs now. I'm going to have to move off the flank there. Dunkirk's gone. I think the Mayuku's gone. Let's go see what we can do on the right flank then. We have the Ism and the Prince Eichel Friedrich working together. Fubuki isolated again over here. Oh, just one incapacitation. Bracketing a lot. So one more crack on the stern. Oh. We'll do that again. I think we need to keep the Fubuki under pressure. Oh, good evening it was. Good evening. Nice plane models. Are the paint schemes correct? I haven't checked, but they do look generally correct. Doing best looking CVs, I'll give you that. Yeah, Furious is quite pretty. It certainly is. Let's see if I can find the Fubuki. Okay, we'll just wait and then we'll line it up on her. Oh, there she goes, nicely. Won't be able to just record the aircraft out here. Right, we're going to have to start working the Prince Eichel Friedrich over. Looks like our Weimer's going to come under some attack from aircraft, so I'm just going to drop those.
Autopilot fighter airborne.
Right, time to start the attacks. Oh, nice.
Enemy battleship sunk.
Right, I'm going to push into the centre then. And I need to get over to our battleship and provide AA protection at least. Stumpy. Oh, and as Stumpy says, if you enjoy the stream, feel free to give it a thumbs up. I know it's a bit of an odd time for a lot of people. Just generally just flying circuits over the Arizona. I don't think the Arizona actually has any AA protection. So as soon as the Implacable does, well, is it Implacable? I think it's a Furious actually in the enemy team, starts to try and maybe focus the Arizona, I should be available to drop fighters. And then once I've dropped fighters, I'll then go focus trying to find him. Where are you, Furious? Oh, I'll change my controller in a second. I think I'm going to have to really lead these. One more set of fighters which I can drop with the bombers. So again, I'm just going to fly to the Arizona to provide protection, and then once we've obviously deployed those fighters, we'll then make a move over towards the Furious. There we go, fighters launched. Let's go see if we can get one more bomb run on the Furious, maybe. I think we'll be lucky. Nope. Our fighters actually shooting down some aircraft at the last minute there over the Arizona, providing the protection as required. So, a slightly better game with the Furious that time. Second on the team, that's better. Right, let's take out some of the Warhammer 40k content then. So, first of all, let me just jump to the desk mode, and then what I can do is, while I'm there, I can then change my controller, put my over control in charge, and I can switch some of the things in the background in regards to the Warhammer 40k content. Let's see, settings. Sound will have to go to common, and customization Warhammer 40k will have to go on. And that should do it. Let's see, where is she? There she is. There you go. There's your ship Smasha. It's basically, if you just take the camo off, it's a Jervis. But it's not completely just a Jervis, is the best way to put it. First of all, you'll note the consumables are different. So rather than having... There you go. Rather than having mini smoke screens, she's got larger smoke screens. And less of them. So rather than 6 mini smoke screens, she's got 2 large smoke screens. Rather than sonar, she's got repair parties. which is quite an interesting little trait, I have to admit. When it comes to the actual stats of the ship, obviously bear in mind I do have a commander on this, but just pointing out the ones that I noted were certainly different. Her fire chance, the best way to put it, I don't think I can strip it. The best way to put it would be if I put the same commander on as, say, my Jervis. The fire chance is slightly higher by about 1%. The reload time is faster by about 1 second. Torpedo range is only 6 kilometers, but the reload is 100 seconds rather than 120, I think, or something like that. So that's some slight differences there. The torpedoes will reload quicker, but they're shorter range. AA is the same. Maneuverability, she's faster. I think her base speed is about 38.5, and compare that to the 36 knots of the Jervis. And her detectability is identical. So concealment, AA capability and survivability is exactly the same. Artillery, she's certainly more gunboaty. Torpedo wise, she's losing some torpedo range, but she's getting slightly better reload. Maneuverability, she's a bit faster. Consumables wise, she's got almost like a standard smokescreen, and then she's got that sneaky little heel, which I found quite amusing. Does that mean that she's going to completely replace the Jervis? I don't think so. I think the Jervis is generally just a better all-rounder in comparison. But with the ship Smasha, she does seem to be a bit more gunboaty. So in that regard, what I've done here with the Warhammer 40k commander Grotmaz Smart, obviously Taken Bay, standard build, you have to really. I used Gleaves. The reason being is that torpedo range is only 6 kilometers base, so that pushes out to about 6.3. Obviously, every little helps. Quick Fix is a brilliant trait and also reduces incoming splash damage. Look at me now, Perceptive. His unique trait, Bernie Daka, it improves your fire chance, improves your HE damage, but increases the incoming damage to your ship. Kind of makes you a bit more fragile, but a bit more gunny. And then what I've done is just for the hell of it, I've also taken Rather Be Torching, just to again increase that fire chance. But obviously it does reduce my damage, so my damage stays about the same. Maybe it's like 0.5% better. But it's all a bit swings and roundabouts. So yeah, we'll give this a go with the unique commander and the unique voiceover and see how it goes. And then after this, we'll have a look at the York. Now, I have done one game in this ship, whereas I haven't in the Black Templar York. And we've got about another hour of the stream left to go. Right, let's see. Land of Fire Domination in the Ship Smasher. Jervis, Friesland. Oh, Friesland could be painful. So it could be the Jervis, to be honest. Tallinn, Suzuyu. Tallinn's obviously got radar. Lakato, Nelson, Bismarck, Richelieu. No aircraft carriers. And of course, there's your lovely Orc voiceover.
Let's make this a good fight. Thanks.
And of course, when you have the commander on, it means that everyone is in that voiceover. So if you don't like it, I recommend you don't use it. it's the honest opinion on that one. Now, the interesting one with the Ship Smasher is, unlike the Jervis, she actually does have access to propulsion mods as well. So she does stop and start very quickly, which is actually quite a nice trait. Let's see, we've spotted the Richelieu and the Nelson. What we're going to do is we're not going to go straight into the cap nose first. We're going to go in stern first. So we're just doing a quick little 3-point turn here. And then we'll reverse into the cap. Probably the Friesland over there. some people. What are your thoughts about the Royal Navy commanders CV and the Orc? So, in regards to, I think is it Dennis? I hope I get it right now. In regards to Denis Boyd, I think he's quite a good commander. Like I was contemplating using Hot Rod or using Jericho as commanders for the CVs, but I think Denis Boyd just generally he's good enough. Is the best way to put it. So I don't feel it's necessary to really look at an alternative. He has got some good traits, and it seems to be working out quite well for now on the British CVs. In regards to the Orc commander, it's nice to have a slightly different commander. He's definitely more of a gunboat build commander for certain, and he's basically the same as Philip Vane, but with a different base trait and a different. He's got a unique trait in there which you can use. So if you're contemplating maybe having different builds using Philip Vane as a basis, then he could be quite useful. It's a shame it's not original Tywits, I have to confess. I managed to secure the cap, and the Friesland is nowhere. Oh, there's the Friesland. What I will do is I will actually break off. We seem to be being picked up a lot more. Ooh. Everyone on their team actually chipped in. Richley got a very nice hit there. Was the Friesland sonar that good before?
That was real nice, boys.
Oh well. We'll have another crack in there in a bit. We'll have to give the Black Templar York a go. Hello, John lad. Hello. Nice to see you on a Monday. It's rare. I will admit that. Let's see, tier 6. Let's bring the Germans in, and we're looking at DDs and cruisers. Right. So I haven't actually taken a look at the differences between the Cross of Dorn and the York. Where is the York? There's the York. So as the York can switch between sonar and the AA consumable, whereas the Cross of Dawn has a speed boost. Okay. I wonder if I can just... Hopefully it doesn't tax the laptop too much. Let's try and bring the stats up of the York, and we're doing like-for-like comparisons as we go through. Let's see. Tier 6 cruisers. Let's have a look at the York. Hit points are the same, armor appears to be the same, torpedo reduction is the same, gun caliber is the same, number of barrels obviously the same. Range looks to be a little bit shorter. Rather than 15.2, you've got 14.5. Reload just 2 seconds faster, however. Turret traverse is the same. HE shell damage is the same. Fire chance is 2% less. AP shell damage is about 1,000 less. So that is obviously going to affect your DPMs, unfortunately. Torpedo-wise, 4 triples, 60-second reloads, 20 damage, same, set speed the same, range the same, so nothing different there. AA defense, haven't got that written down. Maneuverability, speed is the same, but obviously comes with a speed boost, which is helpful. Apart from that, everything else is the same. Concealment is the same. Oh, it's a bit of a shame, actually, to be honest. I think the Cross of Dawn is not that much different, honestly. I was expecting a little bit more out of the Cross of Dawn. She certainly seems to be she's just a York, but you're swapping out sonar for engine boost, and you're trading off a lot of damage potential, I guess you could say, in regards to getting access to that, which I don't personally think is worthwhile. Now, also, we'll use the unique commander, so let's see, where is he? we go. So, base ability, reload time of the cruiser's guns. Obviously, that is quite nice. AP shell damage is nice. We'll go for range. Maximum cruiser speed and AP penetration. That's quite helpful. We might even do punch through, and then we'll do steer clear and fully packed. And then inspiration wise, obviously, Azerlane Baltimore. And then, let's see, we want to have probably aiming systems, propulsion mod, and steering gears. That seems like quite a reasonable generic build for a York. So let's give that a go. I do apologise. Is it Michael Homer or Michael Horner? I can't quite see it from here, unfortunately. Maybe I should get my eyes checked. When you get a chance, can you please show the new 40k consumable camos? Will do. I'll do it straight after this one. But yeah, the new consumable camouflages. I think the York one doesn't actually look that bad in comparison. The Black Templar one is all right, but it's rather dark. And if you're going for that kind of dark look, you almost want to just wait for the Black Friday shadow colours and use those instead. Righto, what are we into? A tier 6 and 7 game of Domination Sea of Fortune. Bisbiska Akazuka, I should say, sorry. Cross of Dorn, which is basically York, Fiji, Riga, Jean-Bar, Massachusetts, Kansas, Iowa. Oh, on the left flank. So let's see how this goes.
Into the fires of battle.
Of course, we have the typical Space Marine voice, which sounds like someone talking in an empty room, which is very echoey, or like talking into a glass almost. I wonder if we can create our own Space Marine voice. Afternoon, Animal Criv. Just finished work. Don't worry. The stream's mostly more for just for people to rewatch if they want to, or tuning while they're working. Just don't tell the boss.
Into the fires of battle.
Really, I think in comparison to the Orc voiceover, this is slightly better. The Orc one can be a little bit irritating, but it's better than Starscream. See if we can get some overpen damage almost.
The Auspex has detected an enemy cruiser approaching. Let them face our wrath.
Okay, so there is an Akazuki around here somewhere.
Brothers, concentrate fire on my target.
But at the moment, it's just one of those very strange games where it's all a little bit timid at the start. Furthermore, we're heavily outnumbered here, so I'm going to have to be ready to kite away at a moment's notice. So I'm probably going to start preparing myself for that. Because they got 3 battleships and 2 cruisers here.
Concentrate fire on my target. Let them face our wrath.
Yeah, the Akazuki is certainly around here somewhere. Let's launch that aircraft and see what we can see.
Fighters airborne.
Here comes some shells. There's the Akazuki. This flank's gonna collapse, unfortunately, because it's me and an Akazuki versus an Akatsuki York.
To the macro cannon. Marines report successful repair, Commander.
Okay, the voiceover is quite entertaining. Although it's amusing to call an 8-inch gun a macro cannon.
That's a worthy challenge.
Oh, the Akatsuki actually caught the Akazuki out. And the Jean Bar should overmatch me because my armoured belt can only do 14-inch guns. There you go. Oh, okay, the Jean Bar can't use his main battery reload booster because he's lost Bravo turret.
Brothers, concentrate fire on my target.
God knows if we'll actually be able to finish the Jean Bar. I hope so. And looks like she managed to turn up.
That's a worthy challenge.
Riga, okie dokie.
Enemy cruiser spotted.
There she goes.
Push the advantage, brothers.
What's the battleship? That could be awkward.
Petty flames shall not stay our wrath.
Oh, ironically, the
Commence repairs.
8-inch guns of the York are able to actually knock out the engines of the York. Again, showcasing how weak the German engine models are.
flames shall not stay our wrath.
Maybe we can get some more superstructure hits or something.
Fallen, Commander. For the Emperor! Servitors, commence repairs. We are blessed by the machine spirit. Tech Marines report successful repair, Commander.
Oh, okay, nothing special that game. Oh, what's the commander's max reload time? Did any of the map? Any of you do the math yet? I think they did actually announce it. Yeah, nothing special that game. What was the? They have actually done a post on it. Let's have a look. I think it came out earlier today, but while we're doing that, we'll take a look at the alternative, well, the consumable camouflages of the new Warhammer 40k stuff, which is here. So that's the Orc camouflage, which is quite nice. And regarding the Halloween, well, not the Halloween, the Warhammer 40k commanders, let's see, they did do a post. So that's the Orc camo, which actually looks quite nice, and then we have the Black Templar camo there. I'll just let it spin around while I quickly pull up the details. So regarding the German Augustin Riegerwald, your base trait will reduce your main battery reload by up to 3%. If that's of interest. So yeah, the Black Templar one's all right, but I think the Orc one actually looks kind of a bit more fun, honestly. So that's the two Warhammer 40k ships. I'd love to try and play another one of the British DD one, but the alternatives would be playing Russian cruisers, which I'm not exactly too excited about. I mean, we could have a look. I'll jump to that the desk mode, because then it allows me to quickly just do things in the background. Pardon me. So we got what, the Tallinn and the Riga. I'm not sure what people are interested in. Maybe we'll just do a bit of both, maybe. Right, so. Yeah. Tallinn is a Hipper class hull with like Russian, it looks like Russian Kirov guns put on it. So that might not be too exciting. So she obviously got 7-inch guns, I think, but she also looks like to have like the Knetsov secondary turrets, or the Chapayev secondary turrets with the radar mounts. So I guess it's like a potential if they ever did complete the conversion of the Hipper class hull into a Russian cruiser. Obviously lots of modules and lots of things, and then we also have the Riga. Oh, hello, Market Scared. Hello. Without really having all her stats written down, I'm not exactly sure what would be the best. What I might do, I might not even put any of the optional mods on, and we'll just play her as naked as possible. So fully upgraded, but we'll do it naked with no mods. We'll take aiming systems, because aiming systems doesn't matter too much to me. And then we use Knetsoff for this one. Let's stick a beta flag on. Stick a camouflage on. What can you swap that out for? Just AA? Okay. Radar-wise, 9 kilometers. Yeah, probably about 15 seconds. Right, Tallinn, let's have a go at that. Doing alright myself, Mike X7, how you doing? I'll be wrapping up the stream in about half an hour. Oh, Crave, I just unlocked the Tallinn, taking her out for the first time. Triple reload buff build. Ooh. That'll be Mimabelli and Madden as your commanders. What would be your base commander? I guess connects off with refill station. Right here. Tallinn first game, don't expect much. I'll see if I can do the Tallinn, the Riga, and then we'll jump back to the ship Smasha. But then again, we still have the Siroco and the Mainz to do as well. Ugh. Furious and Tallinn, Fiji, Helena, Suzuki, KG5, Bismarck. We might maybe see if we can do the Siroco and the Mainz as well. We're gonna have to really start cramming these in. I might end up streaming a little bit longer. Hopefully everything should be okay. Yeah, I haven't accidentally left it in office mode again. Let's see, Vanguard, Mainz. And what we do with the Siroco and the Mainz, we'll also play them with none of the modules, but with a commander. Because I haven't got around to writing their stats down into my spreadsheets.
Enemy force detected. Enemy cruiser detected. Battleship sighted.
Certainly a DD in there, isn't there? That was interesting. There was a little bit of radio chatter when I had turned the radio on. That's new. Or new enough, maybe. Let's see. My text speed is 12.8 and my radars, only 9. I thought it was 11.7 again.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target. Enemy cruiser detected.
I managed to get one shell through. Typical Russian torpedoes, short range. I can see why you went for a reload build, Admiral. This reload is painfully slow. Oh, DJ Shag's back. Good to see you. FT God. Are you grinding? I have my laptop on mute. No, not grinding. Just showcasing some of the ships post patch. Obviously the Tallinn I didn't get hold of last time, so I've managed to. Well, obviously I've just got her all lined up for the stream. We're just going to get ricochets on the turrets there, so I might just. So the 15-inch guns of the Richelieu probably overmatch my armoured belt. Oh, she has a very wide stance in order to bring all her guns onto target as well. I remember I didn't actually put propulsion mods on. There's a cruiser over there too as well. Can we... Ooh. See what the AP is like on the Tallinn, because this alternative tech trees had a lot of AP. She's weird. Friesland.
Attention, reporting the target. Roger.
Thankfully, the Richelieu doesn't have a main battery reload booster. Just waiting for the Richelieu volley to come flying in. Let's see if we can get onto this Bismarck. No, she's accelerated. What's that leaving the enemy team? Tallinn, Fiji, Richelieu. No, we're going to end up running over, aren't we? Ooh, hello, Sean. Oh, Stumpy's trying to sign off, is he? Cheerio, Stumpy. So it's the Tallinn which is all the way at the back. What are you doing, VG? Going after our DD, I see. I guess we better go after Richelieu, but yeah, it's just a very quiet game. Potentially playing it quite passively. Sean, are the British carriers any good? Haven't had a chance to play or seen any videos yet. Yeah, played 2 games of the Furious, 1 game of the Hermes, and 1 game of the Implacable at the start of this stream. So you can always rewind back to the start if you want when the stream finishes, or you can even do it now if you feel like it. Generally, Hermes I can't really comment on at the moment, purely because tier 3 carrier matchmaking is a bit awful at the moment because everyone's trying to play Hermes. Furious I actually really do like. The British carriers are certainly different to the other nations existing in the game, and it is quite nice. The carpet bombing mechanic and the close-in torpedo trajectory of the torpedo aircraft. Yeah, it's all quite interesting and new stuff. I quite like it. As to how good they are, I guess that kind of depends upon yourself. Implacable has lots of potential. It's just really down to the matchmaking, as with pretty much any tier 7 carrier at the moment. It's just down to the AA capability of the enemy team. Tier 7 is one of those tiers at the moment where there can be some very good AA ships, especially with Friesland out there at the moment as well. Okay.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Well, looks like this game's the win, and there's not really much going on at the moment. Tallinn seems to be alright, I guess you could say. Probably be reviewing her, don't know when though. Probably end up being the 3rd week of the patch by the time I get around to actually reviewing her, because I've got to do the 3 British carriers, the Siroco and the Mainz at some point as well. Which I will, fingers crossed, will try and play this stream as well. I might even have to actually take a quick break after this game, which means I'll be using my Be Right Back screen for the first time. In fact, what I might do, I might even do that now, because there's not much going on for the rest of this game. We've already won, so if I just point the ship in a straight line, I'll put it on the Be Right Back screen, and I'll catch you in a second. Right, Eisenhower time. Let's go get ourselves absolutely brutalized. Oh boy, I got a mess coming up. Jolly good show. Come on, maybe all she wrote. Marvelous. And we've achieved the perfect result. We have sunk a German battleship, which is everything that every Royal Navy commander wishes to do. We might. There we go, another medal. There we go.
Good show. Jolly good show.
Bless you, yeah. Yeah, we'll do the grand old lady. See if we can wrap up this war spike down. There she goes. Thank you. I think my shells are in the lead. We'll find out. Yes. The reason why I went through the middle was that Oklahoma's really awkward. In combination with their Tennessee and Matsu, they had like a really horrible crossfire on us in that corner. So if I went through the middle, I can use the island against the Oklahoma, potentially push through into the middle, or at least maybe move over onto the other flank. The middle's always a really awkward place to spawn, because you don't really want to charge forward, because you'll get caught in a crossfire. At the same time, surrender in the middle can also be quite dangerous too. RNG, please favour us. There we go.
cruiser sunk. Penetration. Fire. Enemy cruiser sunk.
Oh, I was having fun. Come on.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't usually. Well, usually I do stream for about 2 hours, but it looks like it's going to take a little bit longer. So, but I had to go get wife for approval, I guess. So, mid-table, reasonable game in Italian. Not too discerned by that, I guess you could say. And that's without any modules on there apart from aiming systems. So obviously I could prove in these steering gears a bit more. Let's have a look at the Riga. We'll just, for the sake of it, we'll do the same commander. And we'll put all this on. Stuff that's kind of compulsory. I'll probably still put aiming systems on, but that I'll leave. That one I'll leave as well. And the same there, I'll leave those. So let's see how this goes. So first game in the Riga. Yeah, that's yeah, there we go. You need a projector in your Be Right Back screen. It looks looks like a best bit movie. That's actually quite tempting. Put like a projector in the foreground, and then like make it look like it. Yeah, I like that idea. I'll have to work on that one. Don't expect it to happen anytime soon. But yeah, no, that's a nice idea. So we do Riga, we do Siroco, we do the Mainz, and then if we can, we'll try and jump back and revisit the Ship Smasher. And then that means we should have played all the new content at least once, maybe twice. In the case of the Furious and the Ship Smasher, that'd be twice. I forgot about all these other ships. Let's see. Let's close that down. Close that down, just try and free up some capability on my laptop. As always, if you can, feel free to give the stream a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Obviously it helps with promoting the channel and promoting the live stream. So Riga. No battleships. Tier 6 and 7 game. Mass, Benson, Friesland, base at York, Atlanta, Riga, Chapayev, Amalfi. Load AP. Let's see how this goes. So, interesting. I'm almost like a baby battleship in this game. Our team has the only battleship as well. Very wide stance to bring all 3 turrets to bear on target. And looking at her armor scheme back in the port earlier, she has a nose which is capable of ricocheting 14-inch guns, and pretty much everything else is capable of ricocheting even Yamato caliber shells. So she's going to be not an open water ship.
I need intelligence data. I need intelligence data.
Now I see my detectability is 13.6 and the radar's 11.7.
Enemy force to concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Chapayev. Just turning on the radar now just so we know what's what and where. We might be able to reload HE in time. Put the sonar on as well, just in case the Benson is chucked torps out onto the corner of the island.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Oh, mouthy.
Torpedoes, direct front. The ship is on fire. Torpedoes, dead ahead. Problem solved, sir. Torpedoes, direct front.
Should be a gap in these taunts.
Torpedoes to starboard. The enemy team has taken the lead.
Come on.
Nice work.
Ooh. I was about to say, the dispersion doesn't look half bad, and then it just bracketed the Chipaev.
All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target. Enemy cruiser detected.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Good show. Jolly good show.
Our team has taken the lead. Capture that area.
Riga seems quite nice. If you like heavy cruisers, like heavy cruisers. Riga seems like she has nice potential.
I need intelligence data.
As the Chapayev the last ship on the enemy team. Guess we better move over there. Oh, there she is. No worries. Well, heading off to work. Have a good night. Or have a good night. Anyways, hopefully all's well at work. I'm over leading the Chapayev. Okay. Is that enough this time? Yes.
Enemy severely damaged.
Runs running his new Russian Riga. Is it worth silver or is it just another Russian cruiser? I think there might be something here. I think potentially she could be quite a strong cruiser. Oh, crib. Sean, I think they're worth the silver, but these ships, as they are learning curve and they need high-level commanders, that is probably quite true as well. Mid-table again. We seem to be doing quite a lot of mid-table today, but that's okay by me. We'll take the cam off. Let's do the French tier 4 DD, and then we'll do the German tier 7 cruiser, and then we'll do one last visit. Let's put a Violetti on. Aiming systems? Yeah. Flag. Where is it? This one. Yeah, we'll put that on. Okay. Let's have a go. Let's see how she is. Try and push our stream out till about 1800 hours if we can. And then I'll have to start cooking dinner. For those who are interested, tonight's dinner is Thai red curry. Ooh, again, just due to tier 4, it's all a bit lowly populated. But it all should be okay. We've got main battery reload booster. I think we'll just push forwards and potentially over into the centre if need be. Okay. Also hard to resist to stay on AP with those 180 and 220 guns all the time as well. Only shoot HE at battle tanking BBs. And even then, they're like, oh, do I bother switching? Because you never know. You could almost do the trait on second fort on Russian cruisers sometimes. Oh, Hocknock's working with the Hermes. Right, that kind of means I don't have too much to be worried about when it comes to the Hermes. Torpedo range seems to be alright.
Enemy force detected.
Kaiser. We also have a smoke screen up ahead, so probably the Emerald. Phoenix. Where is the Kaiser going?
Engine boost activated.
2 torpedo hits. Ooh. Oh, that's 2 range report guaranteed acquisition.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Can we resist just 1 more volley? I don't think we can. Oh, would have been lucky if we got away with that one. Oh, cheerio, Griff. Well, at least that was a kind of quick game. I think at the end of the day, it seems interesting how main battery reload booster at the tier. It does give you an I win button against enemy DDs. But apart from that, she's just French. So if you like French destroyers, you're probably going to like her. And if you don't like French destroyers, you're probably not going to like her. That just generally seems to be how things are. Mainz, let's have a look. AP style cruiser, I suspect she probably will be. Just gonna make a mess of this because I'm not gonna have any steering mods on there. Ooh. Apologies if you can hear my stomach. A bit peckish. Do the mains, then we'll do the ship stomper or smasher, and then we'll call it quits there, I think. So I suspect because I haven't got the steering gears on this, she's going to be a bit sluggish in the water. Her reload speed is... Doesn't it? Oh, it never says there, does it? Oh, okay.
General quarters.
5.6, 5.7 maybe? I haven't even had a moment to have a look at her armor scheme. We'll have to have a quick peek at that after this game if we can. I suspect it would probably be not quite on par with the Hipper.
destroyer sighted on the horizon. All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target. Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy destroyer sighted.
Oh boy. Which means that one of our destroyers being lit up by the. Oh no, bag ration doesn't have radar.
Requesting assistance. Main turret critically damaged. Our team has taken the lead.
Whenever I see Mainz, it looks like Heinz on my phone. Give it some beans. Put a speed build in her. To be honest, my Lucians is a speed build, so I might see what we can do with a speed build. I don't think you need a speed build though. See, to be honest, considering I haven't got propulsion mods or steering gears or anything like this on there, she doesn't seem to be too unresponsive. She seems manageable. Quite a wide stance, but I think that comes with the reload. I think.
Enemy battleship detected. Enemy destroyer sighted.
She certainly doesn't feel like a Vima or Weimar at tier 7. I have to confess. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, that should have hurt.
Our team has taken the lead. Torpedoes, dead ahead. Torpedoes to starboard.
So that was the ZF6's last present.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Fighter airborne.
What's the other one? The Mainz. Okay. Oh, Tom. Hello, Tom. And Jack. Hello. Smile. I'm focused. I'm concentrating. I happily smile when we get a kill. Makes it a joke on PC, makes sense why they released it for console. Riga's true powerhouse though, yeah, Riga's quite nice. How am I doing? Doing fine, mate, Tom? How about yourself? Played Viola last match and shells felt so slow. I couldn't hit DDs or cruisers barely. Mainz is over there somewhere. Vanguard, Nagato.
Nice work.
Ooh.
That was a great battle.
Yeah, not quite sure where things are going to go here. There's still 6 minutes left. Jack, meanwhile, most people are obsessed with World Warships. It's not me. I beta tested the game and it's not the same game. It's becoming like PC. I think that was always probably going to be the potential. She was always going to follow in the footsteps of her big sister in some regards.
In 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Can she get round here? Yes. Barely.
Fighter airborne.
We might be able to pinch her. I hope to see Epicenter. So far, only Epicenter I've got is at tier 4. What's that? What did I get Epicenter? Yeah, again, I think we'll epicenter at tier 3. They brought it to more maps. An interesting change that they have done is you can now get domination on two brothers, which I think is, well, finally what we really all wanted, because I always got a bit miffed with two brothers being capture the base only. Oh well, there we go. Vilma is overpowered, really. If you can play cruisers, obviously. Reason being is obviously she's got the York armor scheme, and she. Oh, okay. Fair enough. First, yeah, the Vilma is very strong, just because that reload, the HE penetration, her DPMs being more than twice that of some others of the tier, and only being slightly less than, say, the Flint and the Atlanta. And then combine that with the armor scheme, which has an armored belt capable of ricocheting 14-inch guns. So if she ends up being top tier, she's very, very strong. Okay, Mainz can only ricochet 14-inch on the main belt. She has got a bit of a thicker lower main belt, but I wouldn't want to rely upon it. What's her deck armor? Deck's capable of ricocheting 15-inch. Okay, well, how does that say compared to the to her sister then? There you go. Yeah, so you can see the Mainz is slightly thinner plated. Hipper can bounce 15-inch shells, where the Mainz can only do 14-inch shells. So this is the thing, like, and then what's the Mainz's reload? 6 seconds. Yeah, this is the thing. That's what the Vilma should be, really. The Vilma should be about somewhere between like 6 and 7, because her DPM is just absolutely nuts. Her damage potential, that's the dangerous part of the Vilma. Good cruisers, Devonshire. Some people are hit and miss with the Devonshire, and I can't blame them. But yeah, Devonshire now more good. Goliath, if she ever does arrive, should end up being legendary tier. Oh, no, well, you can always drop me a message, Jack, and then we can see what we could arrange. With Tom, we could probably save money instead of $40 or $50 on Vilma, just 9.99 of us for Mainz. Yeah. Is the fear the advantage of the Vilma is if she ends up being up tiered. She's top tier, I should say. If she's top tier, she's really powerful. Let's see. Have we done the Mainz? We've done the Siroco. I think we just got. Well, yeah, we're just going to do the Orcs one more time and see how that goes. Because we didn't really have a good game last time. Tom, when you have time, can you make a video on how to drop the British HE bombs better for the new CV? It's all about... It depends on what tier. Because the Hermes drop circle is completely different to the Implacable and the Furious drop circle. But I find it's like with your reticle, where your reticle is where your cross circle will close into its tightest if you fly in a straight line. So usually you have to almost imagine that circles are actually a bit like another bit further on. Let's see. Leon, Akatsuki, Gorky, Tallinn, Vilma, Matsu, Bayern, New Mexico, Gneisenau. Yeah, I mean, if this game goes to the wind, we end up it being a bad game. Then what we might do one more game in the Furious. Tom, I only have the Hermes so far. Does it get better with tier 5? It most certainly does. The Furious is miles apart from the Hermes. So let's see how this goes. Zara and then Nelson, Gorky, not much Not much support, but we'll see. Guns off to the left, I think. Tallinn. Oh, okay, that's radar there. 9-click radar. Left rudder located, but probably by the Tallinn would be my guess. What's over there on the right? Gorky. Nearest enemy ships off to our right. Which is of interest, so we might see if we can go find out whatever this is, because it's got to be closer than that Gneisenauer. We've got the cap, so let's cross the front of this Gorky. And we'll see what is the nearest enemy ship over here. But what's New Mexican Gneisenauer? Okay. Tom, thank you for taking the time to answer my questions today. No worries, no worries. If you, there are a couple of games in the Furious in this stream. Usually, once I finish streaming, I will try and get all the timestamps sorted. So people can then rewatch the stream and pick up the games that are interesting. There's definitely an enemy DD here. I don't know which one. Could be either. Oh, I am in radar range. Oh, but I could be coming up to the radar range of the Tallinn. We are now in radar range of the Tallinn, so we will. Batches of 4. That's got to be the Leon then, isn't it? I can contest, but we've lost both our battleships. Oh my! Oh, you're dead too. Ooh.
Enemy destroyer has fallen to all of our decker.
Well, there's the Tallinn's radar, but that's only 15 seconds. And if we, fingers crossed, can dodge this. And he's only 9 kilometers range, so we're now out of range. If the New Mexico stays lit, I might actually open fire with the...
We've turned on the smoke.
It's first fire of the game.
Smoke is done, boss. I would have won that anyway.
In the lead for now, but things are certainly all going bad for our team. have to have a little bit of it pushed out. See if we can get the cap, see if we can flip the cap advantage, and then God knows where we go from there. No idea. No, I think the Gneisenhauer's in play. And my torpedo range on this is only 6.3, so it's not enough really to reach out and touch anything unless it's driving towards me, all parked absolutely still. Now we won't shoot until we actually got the cap. Hopefully my spotting's helping the Surrey stay alive. .3. I'm going to watch the two numbers. I'm looking for 6.3 on the left, 5.3 on the front. Now, is that enough to bait him into? Nah, not enough. We're up on points. I think I've just got to harass these two battleships the rest of this game, really. I might even have to run for the corner of the map, I think. Okay, Nelson actually killed the Vilma. Question is, how many risks do I want to take?
Help me with this scrap! They can't stop the war!
I'm just going to keep an eye on these two. I don't think they know that I only have 6 kilometer torpedo range. Well, 6.3. It's rather amusing. They should push.
Let's go over there.
Oh, he's turning away. Now come back over here. No, he's not buying it. That's as much as I can really do. Right, Stumpy. I'm going to... I think this would be the last game. I mean, I was hoping it would be a quick game, but we've done our bit. There's not much else we can really do. The enemy battleships just aren't pushing. I mean, we're going to win in points very quickly soon. And then we'll have to call it there, I think. New Mexico's now turned away. GCC, hello. Oh no, slightly earlier stream. We're just about to probably wrap up in a second. There we go. But that's going to be all we got time for. When they release the Goliath, no one will want Riga. Or Goliath would be probably legendary tier. It's what they do with Drake, I guess, might be of interest. Right. Yeah, okay, that was actually an interesting game. Nothing special. But then, it seems to be generally an alright stream. We've had a couple of hits, a couple of misses, but then that's how it goes with everyone, really. Might as well say thank you to everyone who has come along. And if you can, give it a thumbs up before you go. I'll be much obliged. I'll endeavour to get the timestamps done as quickly as possible. So they should be up and running in about the next half an hour. So if you are looking for certain ships, from certain new ships coming to the game, then you should be able to find them. I'd say thank you to DJ Shag, to Pixelmug, to Dude Look Dude, to Feathers, to Stumpy West, R9DNG, to A Name That Was, to Dimothenus, to John Lamb, to Michael, I want to say Homer, to Admiral Criv, to Mike X Gaming, and I think that's Tom Ralston, Jackard Smucker as well, Cheese Toasty. I think that's everyone. Goliath 234 guns, and the fire chance is extremely high. I'm going to be quite intrigued because they've just announced Dido is coming to World Warships PC as a pro premium ship. Furthermore, Repulse is going to be a dockyard milestone on the Marlborough dockyard event. So potentially, whether we might get Repulse at the same time or Dido, I mean, I'm quite intrigued in those two ships. Well, much obliged to everyone who has come along. Look out yourselves, stay safe, stay well. Hope you enjoy the new patch. I will be playing a lot of aircraft carriers, especially the British. This Warhammer 40k ship seems intriguing. It's a Jervis, but slightly different, which is quite nice. And yeah, some other changes which are probably nice for the quality of life. So in general, it seems to be alright. Regarding the campaign ships, Siroco, she's a French DD. Okay, her only real trick of her sleeve is she has main battery reload booster for tier 4. The mains does seem to be interesting. She's not as initially OP as the Vilma, which is quite nice. It's just with the mains, it's how she's really going to fit in general. She does seem intriguing though, and a reasonable reward, I have to confess. Well, look after yourselves and keep yourself well. Seems like a good time to take the Cheshire out. Have carriers every single match so far. Yeah, no, I've noticed that in the past week or so we've had a lot of carriers. But ironically, whenever you take an anti-aircraft cruiser out, there's no carrier, which just seems to be a little bit ironic, I guess you could say. Oh well, until next time, I'm the Guard Major, and back to the board, gentlemen.